Hanks slowly regained consciousness, waking up from a wave of pain. Tied down to an operating table, all he could feel was deep regret and hopelessness. 5 years earlier, Hanks was one of the youngest and most successful campaign managers in the country. Everything seemed to go his way. He even published an autobiography called The Prodigy to promote his rising fame. This young and ambitious man had helped turn around the careers of several unpopular politicians, one of whom he even pushed into becoming a top presidential candidate. But things took a sharp turn. Just as the voting results were about to be announced, the candidate who had been leading suddenly lost momentum. The blame quickly fell on Hanks. Branded as a failure, he was cast aside. Losing his job drove Hanks into a spiral of bitterness. He spent his days drowning his sorrows, far from the world of politics he once dominated. But as the political climate worsened and people grew increasingly disillusioned with traditional politicians, something unexpected happened. An 11-year-old boy named Henry suddenly announced his intention to run for President of the United States. Frustrated and exhausted by the usual candidates, the public was instantly intrigued by this child's bold move. As a born opportunist, Hanks saw potential in this bizarre situation. He pulled himself together and approached Henry's parents to pitch the idea of a real campaign. At first, the young parents didn't take him seriously. But Hanks's sincerity and passionate tone eventually convinced them to give it a shot. With Hanks running the show, Henry quickly became a media sensation. His childlike honesty and pure intentions were a refreshing change for a public tired of the same old empty promises. Soon, Henry released a campaign video listing 10 promises he vowed to keep if elected. The internet went wild. Henry's popularity exploded. He became a star practically overnight, gaining followers from all over the country. Thanks to Hanks's strategic guidance, the campaign took off. They filmed catchy music videos and came up with slogans that captured hearts. Everything seemed to go smoothly until their first major challenge arrived. Henry was scheduled to appear in a live televised debate. But when he stood beside seasoned, sharp-tongued politicians, the inexperienced boy struggled. He couldn't keep up. Embarrassed, he had to be rushed off the stage by his parents, becoming the punchline of every joke online. Hanks, feeling defeated again, went back to drinking. But then, his assistant rushed in with surprising news: Henry's beloved dog was very sick. That moment sparked an idea. Seeing a chance to turn sympathy into support, Hanks used Henry's love for his dog and the public's soft spot for animals to shift the spotlight back to them. They made an emotional video. The public responded immediately. Riding the wave of attention, Hanks doubled down on publicity. And against all odds, with the full effort of the campaign team, they did it. Henry was elected president. At first, Hanks thought this was the comeback of a lifetime. He had finally made it. But he soon realized something was off. Now in power, President Henry began to show an arrogant, stubborn side. He insisted on delivering every one of the 10 promises he had made during his campaign, regardless of whether they made sense for the country or not. His mother tried to reason with him. But to young Henry, keeping his word mattered more than anything. He started making bold moves. For instance, he used tax incentives to pressure gaming companies into giving away all their video games for free. And it worked. Hanks, disturbed by these reckless policies, tried to talk some sense into the boy. But Henry, now drunk on power, warned that anyone who couldn't deliver his demands would be removed, no exceptions. That's when Hanks saw the truth. Henry might be a child, but his actions were just as ruthless as any adult politician. Henry didn't care about governing the country. He only cared about doing whatever he wanted, and filming videos that made people love him. It didn't stop there. Henry hated medical checkups. So, in a bizarre move, he passed a new rule banning older doctors from practicing. His unpredictable and obsessive behavior worried Hanks deeply. But when he brought his concerns to other advisors, they turned on him, accusing him of disloyalty. Realizing no one else would help, Hanks reached out again to Henry's mother. But the woman, blinded by love for her son, didn't see a problem. Then came the final blow. Henry, having caught wind of Hanks's doubts, invited him to play golf. Hanks thought it was just a friendly chat. But the way Henry spoke, it was clear he had other intentions. When Henry missed a shot, he lost his temper. He demanded that Hanks agree it was a hole-in-one. Tired of lying, Hanks finally stood his ground and told the truth: it wasn't. Henry didn't take that well. In a shocking twist, he accused Hanks of carrying a weapon. The nearby security, acting without hesitation, opened fire. Later, thanks to Henry's flawless performance in Crocodile Tears, the public painted Hanks as a dangerous traitor. Sympathy for Henry soared. His approval ratings hit record highs. As Hanks woke up in the operating room, he wasn't just hurting physically. The emotional weight of betrayal crushed him. And when he saw the doctor standing over him was just a kid in a white coat, he realized the nightmare had only just begun. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and comment. See you in the next video.